Hey guys, a bit of a different video today, because today is about, I say different, it's not. No, surprise, surprise, it's about John Scarrotts and Sons. You know that good old family fun fair that everyone went to as a kid and probably still are going to their fun fair, or as John Scarrotts likes to point out, the Northampton's Best Value Fun Fair. Which I think at this point, considering the amount of times I've been there, I think that is correct. I think it is right. Anyway, today I want to talk about Vortex. You know, that a very nice ride that sadly got removed and replaced with an even better Perrine Prince KMT Freakout. Did I pronounce that right? Is it Perrine? I'm sure it's Perrine Prince. No, I'm saying Perrine Prince for the sake of the video. Yeah, so Vortex got removed, and I have looked, and as far as I'm aware, John Scarrotts on their Facebook post, did not ever mention the fact that it was just gonna leave, and I find that a bit shocking, because normally if they're gonna say goodbye to a ride, I'm sure they would just give it as a goodbye, but for some reason with Vortex, they just let it go and then just bring a freak out into the whole thing, and people just kind of forgot about it, which, I mean, it makes sense, but also doesn't. What were John Scarrotts thinking about when they were going to get rid of, the freak out? Today I want to compare the two, and see which one genuinely is more thrilling. I think when you're talking about this sort of subject, it can be a bit dodgy, because some people have different opinions, and really this video is just down to opinions. If you like Vortex over the Freakout, good on you. If you like the Freakout over Vortex, again, good on you. But I think mainly this video is just for personal reference, so don't take anything to heart. But anyway, let's actually get on with this, yeah, let me get on with it. So first thing I want to mention is, what is it like in terms of offering thrills? Now let's break these apart. How much airtime do you get on both rides? I feel like on Vortex you get a decent amount of airtime. It's not mind blowing, it's not going to make you fly out your seat, but I think with the restraints being so far apart, it kind of makes it a lot easier to be able to kind of just float out of your seat for 2 minutes. But this is where the freakout really shines at. See, because the restraints are tight, it makes you feel you're not going to get airtime. Until you go nearly all the way upside down, well, you don't go upside down, but you know what I'm saying. When you go okay, let's say 80 degrees, right? Let's say you got 80 degrees, right? And then you realise this is the end. Now, I don't know why, and this is mainly just personal preference, but to me, I feel like I have more airtime on the freakout. Now, let me explain. The freakout offers a lot more airtime, but I think another thing the freakout offers is G-force. Now, let me move on to that, but for airtime wise, I think the freakout wins that one. Now, let's move on to forces. With Vortex, it's very hard to compare it to the freakout, because Vortex has a moment where you feel like, you know that part when you just go kind of swing into it and you go into, I can't really describe it, it's hard to say, but you basically just kind of swing into the seat and you just kind of glide along. Well, basically what I'm trying to say is that point there is the point where you get a lot of forces. But now again, this is where the freakout also shines, because in my opinion, the freakout, when the claw starts spinning a lot faster, you feel that you're going faster. And so this isn't really a fair comparison, considering Vortex is more of a family thrill ride, whereas the freakout is technically actually a thrill ride. Overall, I would say the forces on the freakout give a lot more than they do on Vortex. Now here's where I think Vortex might win. Restraint type. Now let me clarify. This isn't on the thrill aspect. This is more on the like comfort aspect. Now the restraint type. The Freak Out has the same restraint as the John Parachute Stream and most other streams out there. It has a simple over-shoulder restraint with 2 bars on each side so you can hold onto them onto the seat. So you clearly are obviously well-rounded, but here's the thing. On that ride, you don't really feel like you're gonna die. Whereas when you're on a ride such as, let's say, Vortex, the restraints feel so far apart, you almost feel like you're gonna die. And I think that just adds to the thrill of it. But I don't know, I don't really know. What do you guys think? I think genuinely I would say, I don't know, I think I'd say Vortex wins this. Because Vortex has such a weird design, and not just that, the restraint type feels a lot far apart. And now, let's talk about seating. Now, here's the thing. Both the Freak Out and the Vortex, and because I'm very short, they both take a lot of effort to get up on the seats. You kind of have to lift yourself up on them in order to sit on them. But with the Freak Out, it's even worse, because the Freak Out's even higher up. So you literally have to use all of your body strength to kind of just pull you up on it. And then, here's the worst part. The cushions. If you don't know what they are, I'm referring to the middle things between your legs. And here's the thing. On Vortex, not bad. On the Freak Out, if you get the right amount of momentum, let's say let's say you're in. So from now on, we're going to refer to airtime mode being when the claw spins slowly, and then G-force mode referring to when the claw spins fast. In airtime mode, the ball crushers really give effect. Like, not as much as, let's say, Miami maybe. Like, they don't hurt, they're just there. Whereas with Vortex, they don't really even look like they're there. Well, that is to me though, I don't really know. But I think that one would go to Vortex with comfort really. Because the Freak Out's good, but there's just so much more that you need to do on the Freak Out as opposed to Vortex. And it's just so much more of a hassle and can't be arsed. And now my favourite part of this whole thing. What do I rate it in terms of like what is the build up like? As I said, as I think both rides have similar build up styles, but they are a bit different in some aspects. Not completely different, but they are a bit similar. I think if I was to have to choose out of both build-ups, I think genuinely the Freak Out build-up interests me more because it just looks so much more cooler when you build up the Freak Out as opposed to Vortex. I mean, Vortex is cool, it is really cool to see how it's built up. But the Freak Out is even cooler in my opinion. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, looks. That's right. I'm going there. What do you guys think of looks? Vortex looks stunning. But here's the thing, this is where it really derailed. So does Kareem Prince Freak Out. I mean mate, that ride is stunning. I mean look, if that ride was a girl, I would... Right. I do realise saying that it is a bit funny. But you get what I'm trying to say. It's a beautiful ride. And again with Vortex, it's beautiful. If I'm gonna be honest, I'll probably give this a tie because I don't think I could choose which one I like the more in terms of what looks best. Overall, I think the Freak Out and Vortex genuinely tie. Anyway, another subject I want to get into is the disappearing rides. Now, hear me out. So, if you can remember, last year at the end of John Scarrott's Fun Fairs, or you could say the last Fun Fair they gave last year, was at Six Fields. I did a little vlog, it's on my channel, it'll pop up somewhere. But basically, if you don't remember, most of the rides that we usually saw there weren't there. Like, for instance, the Miami was there, Twister was there, I think the Orbiter was there, but the Super Bomb was there. And I was really confused because I've never seen that ride at Scarrotts. Obviously until recently, when I went recently, but we're not gonna contradict myself here, let's just stay with it. But here's where it gets really weird. At the time, I knew Vortex weren't gonna be there because obviously that got removed, and blah de blah de blah, don't care, don't give a shit. But the thing that shocked me was that most of the rides that we normally do, I think the Waltzer weren't there, Metalhorn wasn't there, which was a bit weird. I remember, I don't know if you guys remember, but Metalhorn wasn't at a Scarrotts fair for ages. It kind of just disappeared and then reappeared. I remember Matterhorn going away for a while, and then Scarrotts just brought it back with no introduction. But then Vortex went away for this was like beginning of last year, by the way. I may remind you. So this was starting beginning of last year. Matterhorn disappeared for a while, and then came back like I don't know, like 3-4 months after. And it got no like release date, no one really cared, it just was on the lineup for the rides that were going to be there. But when Vortex left for like a month or probably a couple of weeks, it came back and there was a whole announcement for it and everything. I mean, I don't want to be picky, but is John Scarrott's biased against the Matterhorn? I'm joking. I'm joking. We love you, Matterhorn. We love that, whereas Vortex got a whole like post about it on Facebook. But hey, maybe that's just Scarrotts forgetting about the Matterhorn's existence. But yeah, Scarrotts has been a bit weird recently, and not just that, but the freak out, if you don't remember, was here at the beginning of the year at Six Fields, which was the first time I had done it. I did a vlog on it, it was the last video I did. But here's where it gets even weirder. So not only did that just happen, but when we went to the racecourse fun fair, the freakout was nowhere to be seen. So I don't know if they just stockpile the rides, if they just keep it as their drafts, like, we'll use this one for now. You know what, I feel like we should use Orbiter or Matterhorn or Waltzer. Actually, let's put the Miami for once. I don't know, to me it's just weird the fact that they've always just kind of hidden some of their rides and then out of nowhere they just come back. I mean, hey, if John Scarrotts want to do like a whole U80 and just surprise everyone, that's fine. I just find it funny. But hey, this whole video has just been about Scarrotts, and if you like John Scarrotts, then you probably would have liked this video. I just wanted to address those two things about one, what my favourite ride between Vortex and Freakout is, and two, why they disappear in rides and why they keep coming back. Although I will say, out of all of the rides that have disappeared and reappeared the most, it would have to be the Starflyer. Now let me explain. I don't know if you know this, but Scarrotts have a Starflyer. I don't know if it's Scarrotts or can someone tell me if John Scarrott and John Thurston are the same company? Because I keep getting so confused. Because John Thurston have the same rise as John Scarrott, and I keep thinking that they're the same company. Are they? I don't know. Please someone tell me. But if they are, then that means Scarrotts have a Starflyer stockpiled, ready, and yet they're just like, nah, we won't use it to this fair. I'm sure people won't care. But the thing is I care the most. Another ride I would like to see them bring is the booster that they announced was a new ride for them. I don't know if you heard, but they've got a booster now. And also, I do want to say, looking up for the vortex's removal was nearly impossible. When the ride got removed, no one knew about it because it never got announced. And it was so weird because it just happened. The only reason I knew was because Vortex's operator actually told me that it was going to go. So, guys, it really just struck me that Scarrotts never posted about Vortex leaving, and then just decided to bring the freak out. But hey, maybe that's because Scarrotts didn't want them to know. But hey, it's just a little funny thing to think about. But anyway, other than Alexander, this is it about Scarrotts too long. I'll see you in the next one. Have a nice day, bye.